Hey kids, comics. Silver-haired Bronze Age babe here, yakking about her comic book collection. And today, welcome to the first episode of Your Wish is My Command. A viewer request to talk about that issue, this issue, Superman turning into a tree. Someone saw this on my Fortress of Solitude area here and wondered what in the heck is this story about, and I love to talk about it. This is one of the, some of you may know that here's my coverless wonder copy of this book. This was in the pile of hand-me-overs from a family friend years ago. This is one of the books that started my love of comics, and thanks to all of y'all, I've actually put it in plastic this time because really it is in danger of completely crumbling. But I did get, in addition to the higher grade copy of that, I do have a reader copy of it. This story is it's just so 1970s. It came out in 1971. It's called A Tree Grows in Metropolis. And Superman is on a distant planet that has died of loneliness because all the people on that planet left because of overpopulation. So there's the thing to keep in mind here is that there's, in the early 70s, there was a lot going on with ecology and overpopulation and stuff like that there. And so these things made their way into the comic book. So in any event, he's on this planet and suddenly he sees a vision of Lois as if she's on Project Runway in the Unconventional Materials Challenge. There she is. Turns out that's just a hallucination. What he finds on the planet is one lone tree. And he thinks that this specimen will die with the rest if I leave it here, and I'm supposed to preserve all life, so I shall dig it up by its roots and take it back to Earth, which he does, and he plants it in the middle of Metropolis. And people are kind of amazed by it, particularly men. They find it very, very beautiful. Here, this man is on his hands and knees praying to it, saying, this specimen is absolutely amazing. During all my years in botany, I've never seen a growth so beautiful. Lois Lane is sent downtown to take pictures of it and, write a story for Perry White. This panel, I've always really loved it, and the only thing is, I wish there weren't any thought bubble, or the dialogue bubbles there to ruin it, because that just, I don't know. I would love to have that as a poster or something. I don't know. Anyway, turns out the tree has basically transfixed Superman to the point where he kind of becomes monosyllabic towards Lois, and stops talking to her, but is talking to the tree, saying, "Yes, darling, I'll do whatever you say, darling." Oh yeah, she basically wants Lois, the tree is a she, and she wants Lois out of the picture, thank you very much. And so Superman builds a moat, and he gets some lava. And Lois is trying to get Superman to knock it off, but the tree says, "Darling, please subdue that annoying female and remove her from my sight." Again, 1970s. I don't know. You can tell there's a lot of stuff going on in this story. Lois wakes up, thinks it was all a dream, but no, it wasn't. And so the story continues, and you find out that the tree wants Superman to collect all of the materials necessary for him to turn into a tree, and then they mate. This is a very, very explicit story. And then when they mate, spores go out. And then, again, one of my favorite panels in all of my comic book collection is probably that one. Where each spore will soon make contact with the Earthling and transform him into one of us. That's just, super fantastic. Lois is going to try everything she can to kill the tree. And she also has this kind of fascinating moment that reminds me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that movie, the version with Donald Sutherland. Remember when they kind of don't fall asleep because vines will come and get you. So there's that moment. And she basically is chased by all manner of tree, and this is a big pollen granule that's chasing her. Now, when I was a kid, this particular panel always struck me as hysterical because the pollen thing is taking her away. But I always looked at that and said, what is she doing in that taco shell? Any event, Superman has gathered all of the items. He's drinking the formula and then turning into the tree. Lois is beating her fists on the ground saying, I've lost, I've lost. Next page, it's like, no, actually, it was all a dream. And it wasn't really Superman's dream, and it wasn't Lois's dream. It was actually the dream of the tree, who was feeding off of Lois and Cal's brains. And that is probably why the folks on her home planet left, because it's like, if you keep eating our brains, what's left for us? So there you have it. In honor of Arbor Day, everything you always want to know about turning into a tree, but we're afraid to ask. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time.